Okay, this is my submission video for Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I'm Joseph Joestar316. I will be running the Stealth No Kills category of New Game Plus on normal difficulty. The estimate will be 35 minutes, running all 7 missions of Ground Zeroes, including its main mission that I will start with here. The estimate will be 35 minutes, starting when I click OK, and it will end on the last score screen of Jamais-Vu. So the time will start in 3, 2, 1, go. So Ground Zeroes is an introductory to what would be the follow-up game of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. But before we get into the details of the story, the first thing we're doing now is we're going to be sprinting from the very beginning. So as we load in, we're trying to evade, well, this spotlight from scanning over to the left, and hopefully evading this guard to the left of Snake at the fence line. And then we're going to stop short of our sprint at the tower, so that the guard above will not, follow my footsteps from as I'm sprinting, because I can't hear you from a distance. And because I was able to spread fast enough, the spotlight, I was kind of able to run underneath its blind spot. And the game normally tells you to go to the eastern part of the compound to locate Chico, who would have intel on Paz's probable location. But instead, we're going to go to the admin building because we already know where Paz is. And because we're going here at the beginning, the guard patrol pattern is relatively open. Or what is called Marine ship changes, which is basically when you advance the story to where the Marine guard patrol will change. So we take advantage of this, knowing that, the guards will spawn a certain way at a certain part of the mission. So what we're going to do here is we're going to aim at this corner of the wall there, which is going to create a ricochet, distracting 3 of the 4 guards. Then we're going to trank 1 of the 3 to distract the other 2, and then hold up the others.
Wait until the area is clear of enemies.
And as you'll notice, I recalled Morpho from the bottom to the middle portion of the base. Not only was I giving him a head start, but I was trying to redirect him to line up with the LZ exit of where I'm running to now. And as you can see, when I threw the flare at that wall, the guards don't really react to it. I guess the word is, consistently. Like, they'll react to grenades and smokes, but for flares, for some reason, they just kind of pretend you're not there. So they're just basically blind to you being there, at least for a short period of time. So as you can see, Paz was instantly loaded into Morpho, which is made possible through what we call the weightless glitch. And the weightless glitch is basically when you're reloading your handgun and sprinting through a door while carrying a prisoner on your back. So you're tricking the game into thinking that you're not carrying anyone, and because you're running at full speed with a prisoner, the game never programmed a loading animation for that. So that's why Paz just kind of disappeared during the loading.
That's the old prison area. The targets are there.
So we borrowed that tank to get over here quickly, and at the same time, we let the tank go over the cliff into the ocean to create further distraction by letting it blow up.
Okay, now's your chance to contact the target.
Okay, so this is, okay, I was a little nervous there. That spotlight can be pretty finicky when you're trying to extract Chico.
They can try to shoot down the chopper.
So we have Chico now, and once again, you're seeing me do the weightless glitch. And as you notice, the weightless glitch is only intact as long as I keep moving, or I don't lose momentum, such as, bumping into objects, dropping over shallow edges. But just like the first drop-off, it could also allow you to load in faster through the final exit, and this is mission complete. So, as a parting gift, I like to do, we're just gonna give this guy a grenade. And for the record, that's not a kill. believe me. I mean, you can confirm it with the score screen right here. So, the two things we look for in this category is that enemy combat alerts and kills are both 0. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, I just saw you blow up the tower, you blew up a barrel. I mean, what gives? Well, as long as the explosion or the method is not direct, then it kind of counts like as an environmental kill, like it's indirectly killing them, but it's not penalizing it, at least according to the stats of that mission. And we're going to utilize this tactic a lot throughout this run. But that is the main mission. It's pretty short. The whole idea is just for extracting Chico and Paz to gain intel, and like I said, thus leads into what goes into the main story of Phantom Pain. But for now, we're going to be continuing the rest of this run, following with these side op missions, which are not really canon to the story, but they are still taking place at the same place at Omega Base. So the first of several side ops is eliminate the Renegade threat. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, wait a minute. I mean, this is stealth no kills. I mean, you can't really kill anybody, but there's an exception. Okay, and it's not seen on the scorecard at the end, but there's a way where you could, let's say, get away with murder. And so what we're gonna do here is, again, made possible through New Game Plus. We're gonna grab this sniper from the very beginning, equip our smokes.
In country, they were known as Glaz and Palettes.
So Kaz is telling me about what we need to do about taking out Kaz and Palettes.
Take a good look.
And you might be thinking, well, you can't kill anybody. Well,
If you're detected, the targets are
here's what we're gonna do.
extra precautions.
So we're gonna go right here, throw a smoke, which is gonna shroud me from all the guards.
Let the enemy see you.
And we're gonna shoot this guard right here. And we're gonna shoot this guard in the arm right here.
CP, this is
Next, we're gonna blow up this barrel. Throw a smoke at this Jeep crew. And then we're gonna shoot this guard in the leg. Followed by that other one, mainly as a backup. Shooting them in the leg, the arm, is enough to kind of stun them, so that if they see you, the alert will not go out immediately. Kind of gives you a chance to, you know, dodge an alert. And when I checkpointed back in, the game just said, hey, you eliminated Plaz and Glitch.
To complete the mission.
Now you're probably wondering, well, they must have counted as kills, right? Well, don't take my word for it.
Mission complete. I'm stunned, boss. I'm glad we're on the same side.
I'm stunned too, and I'm sure you are as well. Because what happened is I injured both Glaz and Palettes by hitting them in the arm, which puts them in a down but not out state where they're just kind of like down, they're leaning up a little bit, they're bleeding out. And if enough time passes in-game, they will bleed out and then count as kills. But if you shoot both the targets and then double back to the checkpoint that you just came from, it advances the mission forward where you completed your mission. Both the targets miraculously were eliminated somehow, and you're allowed to exit the mission area. It's a nice way of saving a few minutes of having to go after them conventionally for what would normally be like a minute mission to, like, you know, 4 minutes long to do.
Negative. No sign of it. Are we too late?
So with this next mission, rescue Intel Operative, we're gonna be on a auto-scroller type mission, per se, where we're basically flying around taking out guards with the now weapon of choice, the Oregon 5 pistol, which is a revolver stun round type weapon.
Go ahead.
And for those that have played the game, it's definitely a hard weapon to control, especially while you're in flight with the helicopter. I've seen this statue head before somewhere, and this music seems familiar too. Well, anyways, so we're just gonna be taking out these guards as soon as we see them.
Contact, get ahead.
And we're doing this for multiple reasons. One, Morpho's flight speed is somewhat attached to the guards on screen, meaning the faster you take them out, the faster Morpho will move on.
Put it to good use.
And then what we're going to do here is use a grenade launcher of the assault rifle to hit the base of the tower, kind of like what I did with the grenade at the end of the last mission in Ground Zeroes. So we're coming up to this, I guess I would say special VIP guest who we need to rescue.
Take out those hostiles.
Okay, so we're gonna take out these two, followed by a third guard.
Clear. All hostiles down.
And you'll notice some guards spawn in
Rendezvous with the helipad.
based on the ones that you take out. Whereas the ones at the beginning, you're kind of like on a auto-scroller path that will push you forward regardless. And then again, we're just using the explosive barrels to our advantage.
I'm good to drive. Just cover me.
I've seen that before, and his voice sounds familiar. Oh, wait, we gotta continue this mission. Pardon me. Alright, so same thing as before, we're just providing cover fire. And for the record, he did that. I had no I have no control over that guy's fate. Okay, maybe I was somewhat responsible, but anyways. We're just taking out these guards just like before, and I'm gonna try to go for a quick KO on this truck coming up, which I did get. If you aim at the truck a certain way at a certain time, you can actually get the round to go through the passenger windshield and into the head. So you can kind of take them out in one. It's very hard to do, but it just saves you a little bit of effort of having to like shoot it multiple times.
You handle that vehicle like a pro. I'd expect nothing less.
So the music you're hearing is one of several cassette tapes acquired in-game, whether if it's completing certain missions, finding them in-game, or just completing certain tasks. Which this one's a personal favorite when running this mission, which is the Zona Vendor's Second Runner soundtrack. You know, because let's face it, it makes this mission a lot cooler when you play this song while flying around. But that's just me.
Anti-air replacement now.
So the game tries to tell you to take out the turret, but instead we're just going to elect to take out the guard, as taking out the turret would risk counting it as a kill. While taking out these others, as soon as we see them. Wow, really nice shot. Because from here on out, it's going to matter of taking these guys out quickly, since Morpho will advance depending on who is remaining. So you will move faster the quicker you take these guys out.
Secure the LZ.
Mission info has been updated.
Okay, very good.
Don't let him get close.
Alright, so we're going to use these barrels behind that forklift and that container box there. Take out the Jeep crew that spawns in, followed by the guard in the tower.
Clear. Touching down.
So we're going to start touching down, and we're going to take out these guards as we make our approach. So one spawns below. I'm going to take out these three if I can. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so now this is the part of the mission where it's no longer an auto-scroller and you actually got to do something.
Good. No obvious injuries, right?
So we go check on our VIP operative while a tank will spawn in. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw 1, 2, total of 3 grenades. Next we're going to fire 1 round of the rocket into the back, And we're gonna do a backup of firing a grenade launcher round, just in case one of the grenades doesn't fully make contact with the tank. And then we're gonna extract with this guy who, again, looks really familiar, but I'm sure we'll figure it out at some point, who this person is and why they're so important to extract.
Outbound! Contact! Exfil via the southeast coast. Take out any pursuers. It's all up to you, boss.
Okay, so now we're just making our escape.
Contact! 10 o'clock! Is that? Breaking to evade! Still coming. Make him regret it, boss.
Alright, so what we're gonna do here is go after this chopper where we're gonna aim at the tail, because we don't want to kill the guard that's inside the open door there. Alright, so I missed one of my shots because it takes a total of 3 to destroy this, so I'm gonna try to do this very carefully while trying to obtain a fast exit, which I believe I did get. Yeah, so you want to time that chopper blowing up a certain way so that when it blows up the antenna tower, it will allow you to kind of exit the area faster. But no biggie. And then these shots I'm taking here against these Jeeps are not really required, but it just looks cool when you get them to hit. Now, again, who is this person? Like, I felt like I've seen them before.
We're leaving hot zone. Returning to base.
I mean, we went through all this trouble.
Confirmed. The target is safe.
Who are they? Wait a minute.
Snake.
That voice. The hairstyle. Can it be the director? The voice of God himself? Hideo Kojima!
That was perfect.
We saved Kojima. So, everything I just went through that mission was entirely worth it. But yes, as it is known throughout the franchise, Hideo Kojima just loves referencing himself in some fashion where he puts himself in the game. And there he is. You know, joining us on this submission video. So shoutouts to Hideo Kojima. We saved him. We saved him from Omega Base. But now we go on to the last pair of side ops, which is now, instead of acquiring a agent, like we did before, we're going to be acquiring some intel. So, there's 2 cassette tapes you can get to complete the mission. One which is held by a spy that's disguised as a Marine, and the other that's in a tower, which is kind of considered a fake intel tape, but as far as the mission is concerned, it doesn't really matter which one you go for. It just needs to have done one or the other to just satisfy the mission parameters. So, we're gonna go for the fake cassette tape because it's closer and it's faster to exit. And you'll notice I threw a flare at the beginning to give Morpho a head start. And then we're gonna throw another one to distract this guard, hold him up, and then redirect Morpho from the middle to the LZ located by the admin building. So, you'll notice that when I picked up the smoke sphere, I fired a ricochet at that wall, which is going to stop 2 guards from patrolling. Also, one will get on the radio. Okay, next, I'm going to throw a smoke right about there, and then we're going to fire a ricochet at that wall here. So the smoke is going to cover my approach to this tape. Also smog up a camera. And the ricochet at that wall is going to distract a guard that's underneath.
This is Morpho. I have arrived at Mark.
Okay, so unfortunately I did get spotted, but thankfully because I acquired the tape, it's gonna put me at the ladder here so I can reattempt this. So what I'm gonna try to do is give Morpho another head start, and then we're gonna try to exit
Roger that.
somewhat fashionably as we normally doing. Okay, so we're gonna just use a backup strap by tranking that guard. And then we're gonna throw the smoke in the Jeep just like how we did before. And then what this is gonna do is gonna kinda give me cover from a distance where they're not gonna notice me right away. But as long as I'm not too close to a guard, then I should just be able to drive out like I own the place. And because there's a guard here,
To complete the mission.
CP, this is Zulu 1. We may have an intruder. Going on alert. Over.
okay, so we're gonna do a backup strap by smoking that guard and then blowing up the barrel there. Because normally you'd be able to just drive out. But sometimes you just have to expect the curveballs to be thrown at you.
Gone any better.
And this is again demonstrating how some checkpoints, whether if it's by design or in this case as a backup strap, because again I got really unlucky with a guard spotting me when I dove off the catwalk. But just like all the other missions, when you utilize things like barrels, it kills the guard, but it will not count against you. So now we're moving on to the last side op, which is the 5th out of 7 that we're running. And this one is going to be tasked with blowing up 3 out of 4 possible anti-air emplacement turrets. So the way we're going to go about it is pretty intricate, so I'm going to kind of do it one at a time and then explain it as I go. So first thing is we're going to call Morpho to the east landing zone.
Anti-air emplacements.
Acquire our weapons that we need.
Destroying 3 will allow
We're
you
going
to
to blow up 1.
Once their destruction is confirmed, military choppers will descend
2.
the base and the Marines will begin their assault.
3.
CP, this is Zulu 1.
Target destroyed.
And then we're going to dive off this edge here.
I expect nothing less.
Understood.
And then we're just going to be running our way down this road here.
Your way, and it's canceled.
Because once you blow up 3 out of the 4,
Eliminate that
a tank will spawn in. So we're going to plant 3C3 since it'll be driving over this in just a little bit. Okay, then we're just going to carefully go around this corner because sometimes a guard can run through here. And then
This is Morpho. Have arrived at
we're just going to scan the area ahead. Looks clear. Because again, when you're sprinting, you put yourself at greater risk of being spotted. Okay, then we're going to check our map for the tank that's coming in.
They set a trap.
So once it gets to around here where the crosshairs is, that's where we're going to detonate. So right about now.
All right.
3C3s are all that's needed to destroy the tank. You can plant extra, but 3 is all you need.
Boss, radar's picked up unidentified aircraft. 2 of them. They're headed your way. Speed
And just like that, we're out of here.
attack aircraft. 3 minutes until arrival. I don't know what this is about, but I don't like the timing. Get out of there, 8. That was incredible, boss.
Okay,
How you
so
stay so steady when everything goes to...
I suspected the grenade launcher I did to the closest turret was too close to the guard, and it did kill them. But for the purpose of this mission, we're just gonna move forward. We'll just kind of take that death in remembrance, and you know, we'll at our own time press F to pay respects to them. You know, they had to pay the price for this submission run. Okay. So now we're going on to what's considered the extra ops, which are DLC based at its release. This mission, Deja Vu, was for PS3, PS4 consoles, and Jamais Vu was for Xbox 360, X1 consoles, which this one is basically an MGS1 reference-based mission, which, as you can see, we're playing as Gray Fox, sort of.
We're counting on you, Snake.
I mean, he left his sword at home, so we're doing the next best thing, which is using the Oregon 5 pistol. And the difference with running as the Gray Fox skin over the normal Big Boss skin is not only does it change the look of your character and the guards to, you know, from Marines to the Genome Soldiers of MGS1, is you gain, like, his full sprinting ability, which is the same as Raiden's in the next mission coming up.
Nice or Alaskan field mice. No. No, they're not.
And then what you just saw me do there is what we call the Vect Glitch, which is going out of bounds by crawling into the vent, standing upright, while just having begun crawling in. It allows you to go out of bounds, stand upright, and then dive to the end of the vent, which is basically a trigger line you gotta reach. It just saves you a few seconds of crawling, but it does save you time. So now we're coming up to the end with this run for the final mission entitled Jamais-Vu, which, again, this run is filled with VIP guests. We had Hideo Kojima, Gray Fox. I mean, then of course you got Big Boss himself, and now we got Raiden adding to the mix. I mean, this is just this is fun run to do, let alone to watch it. I mean, you just got so many superstars here. Well, anyways, like Gray Fox, Raiden, you know, didn't come prepared, so he left his sword at home, or rather, he just refused it. So instead, we're going to be making do with the sniper rifle here, which we're going to be taking out these Snatchers who are kind of like, I don't know, fake guards, along with shooting real guards. Okay, that was very close of him spotting me just there, but just like the first mission, we're just kind of, we're kind of triggering a down but not out state, and as long as I hit the checkpoint quick enough, they just kind of phase out. I mean, I don't know, something else killed them.
Target's predicted field of movement to your iDroid. Eliminate the Snatchers posing as Marines and neutralize all human survivors.
At checkpoint, advance the mission forward,
By marking a target.
where we took out those 5, which are 4 Snatchers, or I'm sorry, 3 Snatchers and 2 real guards. Next, we're gonna be blowing up the barrel. Take out those 2 Snatchers, and then knocking out this guard since he's a human. You don't want to kill the human guards. At least not directly.
Spies from the intel team. They attack
Okay, and then once we get to
and by
this area again,
the Marines.
we're gonna be
Some creature from another
sniping the passenger since it's the Snatcher. And then aiming at the leg of this other guard, who is the human driver. So just like the other guard before, it will not count as a direct kill as long as you hit them in the limb first. Alright, so that concludes the first task of this mission. And as we try to extract via Morpho, we're going to be grabbing this rocket launcher as well as planting a C4 before we trigger what we call the the Snatcher guard rush. You know, because word got out that, you know, they found out what I did to the other Snatchers, and they aren't particularly happy about it.
Take them out, Raiden.
So, we're going to be providing cover from Morpho, taking out these Snatchers,
One first.
making the way out, which we're going to be aiming at this door right here.
Nice work.
Then we're going to detonate that C4 that I planted, which, after taking out the first group, at that door, 2 more will spawn on the area where I planted the C4. And then this dropper will show up, which,
Do something.
like the last one, it takes 3 hits to take it up, but we're going to fire 2, because another wave will come in after getting 2 hits.
Stop him.
So, same thing, just aim at the door, and then take out this next group of 3. And then I'm going to try to carefully aim at this helicopter who's hovering behind this building, but can still be targeted. Okay, so as soon as you see the tail, let it go, and bullseye!
Mission info has been updated.
I'm not reading anything. Target's eliminated. That's my boy. Get on the chopper.
And that is that. So that concludes the Ground Zero submission. Like I said, I take a lot of pride in running this game. It's a fun category to do. But before I end this Shoutouts to MGSR for its support of the game. Shoutouts to One Cool Night XOF for pushing me to get better. And shoutouts to Wakiyaku for taking the plunge into optimizing the first mission Ground Zeroes for this full run of stealth no kills. And I look forward just to getting in at a future event. And the time will finish as soon as we get to the score screen coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time.
All right. Mission clear. Great work.
Thank you, Kaz. So, our final time is 29:29, with an estimate of 35 minutes. It's pretty generous, just given the complexity of the run. Things could go wrong. But for the most part, it's a really fun-packed, intense 30-minute speed run, and it's also a compatible, category for racing and stealth no kills, which again adds to further excitement. But I'm Joseph 316. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing this get in.